what's up everyone? Omar the Car Hacker here, and today we're going to talk about one of the 7 deadly vile sins, greed. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you greed is good, but it's something we should probably discuss as it relates to the auto market. Now, while it's lean times for global car makers scrounging for scarce chips and parts, it's preposterous money for auto dealers, rightfully so. Sitting in the Goldilocks zone between cash-fat post-pandemic consumers and a shortage of vehicles coming from the top, car sellers are living their best life when it comes to getting the most out of the car sales. Now, here's the thing. In Q1 of last year, dealers had record sales, and it was a golden time if you were a car dealership. The average car dealer was making $6,244 in the average car sale. In turn, the average publicly owned dealership made $7.1 million in 12 months leading up to the end of Q1 of last year. Unfortunately, money begets greed. We all know that. And reports of price gouging are rampant. Consumers are already dealing with higher fuel prices. We all see it at the pump. A couple days ago, we just saw the Fed increase the interest rates. And now, declining GDP, and we have to deal with more expensive vehicles? You've got to be fucking kidding me. Unfortunately, guys, this doesn't get any better. We thought the greed was going to end in 2022, but what we're seeing today is that it's even continuing to get worse with market manipulation. Recently, GMC announced that in their Indiana plant, they are going to scale back production starting on March 27th. They're going to shut down the factory line, and they're going to stop production of the Chevy Silverado as well as the GMC Sierra pickup trucks for 2 weeks to optimize inventory levels at their dealerships. Now, given there might be some warning signs in the economy due to the banking industry and with the general economy, the outlook for global vehicle sales has increased by almost 250,000 from a month ago to over 86 million, which is up 6.5% from 22. This is why I'm saying we are not treading in better territory for the consumer. It's actually getting worse. Supply chain disruption is expected to continue to ease, but not at the pace that we as a consumer need. Now, retail sales of new vehicles are expected to reach 1.1 million in March by the end of this month, and that's still a 2% increase from last year. Availability of new vehicles at retailers is improving, but overall the industry remains supply constrained intentionally, helping keeping profitability well above historical norms. Now, there isn't much you could do about this, guys. If you have a used vehicle and you were thinking about maybe trading out or getting something new, I would urge you to wait. The power of the collective is always going to dictate the direction of how economies respond, and the auto industry is no different. The fact is, they're starting to see that they can optimize profits by withholding on production. That doesn't help us, it helps them. So if you have a used car and you could wait, I would recommend waiting. Let's push this out to Q2, Q3. If your lease is coming up, you have an option. Buy your car or trade out, turn it in, and get a new lease vehicle. My recommendation, you more than likely will probably have equity in your vehicle unless you got an extremely horrible deal on your original car, and you should just buy your car out. The whole purpose of this is to show the industry that the new car inventory can continue to just build and build and no one's going to buy. Keep in mind, used car market is already blowing up and you're starting to see a lot more cars on the market. So my recommendation, if you're using, hold. If you're leasing your vehicle and you're on lease maturity, buy it out. And if you're financing, maintain the status quo as well. There's no need for anybody to be jumping into a new car. Not to mention, guys, again, Janet Yellen, the Fed, we just heard that there was another raise on rates by another 25 basis points. So with the layoffs, with the interest rates rising, and with the war in Ukraine still going and where it's at, do we really think that we should be in the mindset of continuing to spend and spend? I would say no. Money under the mattress could help us out, regardless of our social demographic or our socioeconomic status. Keep that in mind. Another thing we need to take into consideration along with the greed is how they come up with additional ways to get more greedy. So not only do we see now dealers charging sticker for an average Camaro, right? What we're starting to see is they want to optimize on their most popular vehicles, regardless of manufacturer, and they throw on dealer addendums. This is a second sticker attached to the window. Okay. Now, the whole purpose of this is to obviously increase profit on high demand models. Sometimes such markups will include things like a PPF, interior fabric protector, leather protector, your tint. You might see VIN etching. As I mentioned in a lot of my previous videos, the purpose of this is not to necessarily say there's no value in what they're trying to provide. It's the fact that there's significant markup on each item, which then again increases the profit. Why are people overpaying for vehicles? Used car prices skyrocketed during the pandemic due to stimulus and supply chain problems hampering the economy. Now, wholesale prices for used cars have taken a significant hit and they're tanking. And on top of that, don't forget the higher interest rates are having an impact on demand. So consumers are getting pissed off and they're getting fed up. And the reality is they're not getting access to that free, helpful government money. So why are people really overpaying? Because they had free money. And when people have money in their pocket that they never earned, my opinion, people are willing to piss it away a little bit easier. So if we don't have that now and we have high interest rates, I think people are going to pull back a little bit. They'll put the money under the mattress and they will wait for prices to cool down. Because let me tell you this, my friends, you shouldn't be overpaying for a Toyota Corolla, a Honda Accord, a GMC Sierra, a Jeep Wrangler, or a Subaru Outback. The only thing you should be overpaying for when it comes to the auto industry are rare, high-end vehicles that are not in massive production. Think Lamborghini Countach. Think Porsche GT3 RS. Hell, think of a Bugatti if you need to. The bottom line is those cars demand sticker and above because they are rare. They are not built on a volume-based production schedule. The vehicles that we see right now, like your RAV4s, your Toyota 4Runners, and your Honda Civics, these cars shouldn't be getting charged sticker. What the fuck is wrong? Other than the fact that greed is controlling a lot of the decisions that are being made. This comes down to the ultimate question. Will prices come down in 2023? Now, there's good news on the horizon, right? However, if you take a look at the recent banks like JP Morgan, they've estimated that prices for both new and used cars are set to decrease since the supply chain issues abate and inflation is poised to keep getting easy. Now, guys, these are just people who are predicting the future. They don't know what they are necessarily saying, and it's a 50-50 coin toss. Take it from me. Having been a car aficionado for a while, this shit isn't going to come down in 23. I think we're headed for some dark times, and until the actual collapse of this economy occurs, which, unfortunately I see the sky falling, we're going to be stuck in this cycle for a while. So maintain your positions. Do not run out and spend and blow money on a vehicle unless you need to. And if you do, make sure when you trade out of that car that they are paying you top dollar for it, not wholesale pricing. You can't have your cake and eat it too, car dealers. You can't sit there and tell me you got to sell me a car MSRP above MSRP and then offer me complete shit pricing on my used vehicle. Because we all know that you're going to take that car and you're going to sell it for a hell of a profit. So if you want profit, you got to make sure you take care of me on the front end of my trade-in. If you're going to give me a deal and let me steal your car, sure, wholesale my car out. This is why, by the way, guys, I tell people, make sure you private party sell your car. It's an extra step. It's a little bit of a hassle. But there's a lot of platforms where you could post your car for sale, like cargurus.com, for example. It's $5. Go in there, you take some pictures, you write up a good description of your vehicle, and your car is posted for sale along with some analytics built into there. Or you go on much larger websites like Auto Trader. It's a little bit more, maybe $40, $45, and you post your car up for sale. You will always get more money private party selling your car than trading it in. Albeit, if you trade it in, you could recognize some tax benefits if you're ending up getting a vehicle of equal, similar value. But other than that, I would prefer the several $1,000s more I would get from selling my car privately. Now, it is okay when you get to the car dealership and you're trying to make a deal on the car if they say, we only have two and we're not going to sell it to you for a discount. It's simple. You need to walk away. Just like when someone is disrespecting you in a relationship, in a friendship, at work, you walk away. You don't entertain this idea anymore. You don't give energy to it. The more people that walk away from these stupid fucking deals, the more it's going to get through their head in each regional market that no one is willing to pay these exorbitant prices anymore. The rich might, but not us. So stick to your guns and do not give in to high prices.